Welcome to the grammar session, dear children. Today we are going to study chapter number 9, verbs. Let us have a look at the definition of the verb. A verb is a word that is used to denote an action, the condition of the subject, or what is possessed by the subject. A verb is a word or group of words which says what a person or a thing is, has or does, or what happens or is done to a person or a thing. The verb and the object. Every sentence must have a subject and a predicate. The subject is usually a noun or a pronoun. The predicate must contain a verb. The predicate may also contain several other words. Study the example here. The driver stopped the car. Here the subject, the driver, and the predicate, stopped the car. Here the predicate consists of a verb, stopped, and the noun, the car. The noun which follows the verb acts as its object. Some more examples are given here. These boys play cricket. Subject, these boys. Verb is play and the object is cricket. The girls lit a fire. Here the subject is the girls. Verb lit and the object a fire. Just like the subject, the object can also be modified by a determiner, an adjective phrase, or an adjective clause. I met a girl. Here the object girl is modified by the article a. I met a beautiful girl. Here the object girl is modified by the article a and the adjective beautiful. Verbs can be modified by an adverb phrase, or an adverb clause. I saw a beautiful girl yesterday. Here the adverb yesterday modifies the verb saw. I saw a beautiful girl in the store. Here the adverb phrase in the store modifies the verb saw. I saw a beautiful girl when I went to the store. Here the adverb clause when I went to the store modifies the verb saw. Study this example. He paints posters. Here the subject, who or what performs the action of the verb, is the subject. The verb, the action, that is paints, it expresses what the action is, and the receiver, the object, is posters. The universal formula of a sentence in English is subject plus verb plus object. A sentence can be without helping verb. In this case, the exact formula is subject plus main verb plus object. Study the examples here. I read newspaper. He plays cricket. You work very hard. She comes every day. So remember, children, if we ask what or whom after the verb, the answer we get is the object of the verb. Let us now study the kinds of verbs. The kinds of verbs are transitive verbs, intransitive verbs, and incomplete verbs. The transitive verb is an action verb that is followed by a noun or pronoun that receives the action. A transitive verb has a direct object. A verb which requires an object to complete its meaning is called a transitive verb. A transitive verb can also have an indirect object that precedes or comes before the direct object. The indirect object tells to or for whom the action is done, although the words to and for are not used. A direct object is a noun or a word behaving like a noun that receives the action of a transitive verb. The direct object answers the question what or whom. For example, Aidan threw a snowball. What did Aidan throw? A snowball. An intransitive verb names an action that has no direct impact on anyone or anything. named in the predicate. Intransitive verb requires no object. For example, Frank scowled, Gail won, children giggle, Wilson smiled. Some more examples. She hesitated for a moment. They skate beautifully together. The baby is sleeping. The wind blew hard. The spark plugs fired. The water is running. The population grew. Now, how can you identify transitive and intransitive verbs? Remember, children, a transitive verb is an action verb that has a direct object. A intransitive verb transfers its action to direct object. If you cannot answer who or what, there is not a direct object. An intransitive verb does not have a direct object. Identifying transitive and intransitive verbs. Early settlers hoped for new lives in the United States. This is intransitive. They explored the new territory. This is transitive. As the object is territory. Some colonists sailed back to their homelands. This is intransitive. The other immigrants stayed in the US permanently. This is also intransitive. Now we are going to study verbs of incomplete predication or the incomplete verbs. An intransitive verb does not have an object. However, it manages to express a complete thought without the help of other words. Look at the following sentences given here. Fire burns, the wind blows, birds fly. Here the intransitive verb burns, blows and fly express a complete thought. Hence, they are called verbs of complete predication. Now study the following sentences. The girl seemed. The dog is. Both the verbs italicized are verbs of incomplete predication because they do not express a complete thought. Some word or words have to be supplied to complete their sense. The girl seemed excited. The dog is hungry. The words thus added to complete the meaning of a verb of incomplete predication are called its complement. The complement of the intransitive verb always describes the subject and hence it is called the subject complement. The common verbs of incomplete predication are be, is, am, are, was, were, seem, appear, look, become, feel, and grow. The night grew dark. She looked innocent. Alice is a cardiologist. Mosquitoes appear everywhere. He became a millionaire. I feel tired. The complement of verb of incomplete predication can be a noun, an adjective, a pronoun, a present participle, to infinitive or an adverb. Verbs are broadly classified into two categories based on their functions. The first one, main or the principal verbs. The second, auxiliary or helping verbs. Let us study the main or the principal verbs. Main or principal verbs are words like run, dance, eat, work, and jump. We add an ending. For example, dance plus D, that is danced. Work plus ing, that is working. Or we change them to get other forms. For example, awake, awoke, begin, began, cry, cried. Auxiliary or helping verbs. Auxiliary or helping verbs are form of verbs like be and have. The verb can be used as is, am, are, was, and were. The verb have can be used as had, has, will, have, or shall have. Do or does, did or can, as could. These are helping verbs and are used to form tenses. Questions, negative sentences, or show the manner of actions expressed by the principal verb. For example, she has danced gracefully. Had here is auxiliary verb. He is playing outside. Is auxiliary verb. Neha does sleep every afternoon. Does here is auxiliary verb. Shaili can sing sweetly. Can here is auxiliary verb. Auxiliary verbs are verbs that are used together with the main verb of the sentence to express the action or state. Main verb plus auxiliary verb is equal to complete idea. The main auxiliary verbs are be, am, is, are, was, were, do, did, have, has, had. They don't have meaning. Study this example. Sentences given here, the auxiliary verb is in bold and the main verb is underlined. They are jogging. She was sitting. We were waiting for hours. Is she sleeping? He didn't know the answer. We have gone a long way. Has she received any of my letters? Do you smoke? Will she help? Thank you for watching, dear children. Presentation by Mrs. Annie D'Souza, Anand Niketan, Maninagar campus. Stay home, stay safe, and have a great day. Goodbye.